Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there in the first place? Or maybe you've misplaced your glasses, only to find them sitting right on top of your head. It happens to all of us. But the real question is, when does forgetfulness become something to worry about? Is it just a harmless part of aging, or is it a sign of something more serious? Forgetfulness can feel frustrating, even a little scary. You might joke about having senior moments, but deep down, you wonder, what if this isn't normal? What if this is the beginning of something worse? If you've ever had that thought, you're not alone. Memory lapses are one of the biggest concerns people have as they age. And today we're going to clear up the confusion once and for all. So let's start with the good news. Some forgetfulness is completely normal. Our brains, like the rest of our bodies, change over time. Just as we don't run as fast as we did in our 20s, our memory also slows down a little. You might take longer to recall names or need a bit more effort to learn new things, but that doesn't mean you're losing your memory. It just means your brain is working differently. Think of it like a filing cabinet. When you're younger, the cabinet is small, with only a few files, so it's easy to find what you need. But as you go through life, you keep adding more and more files. Eventually, the cabinet is packed, and finding a specific file takes a little longer. That's how memory works. Your brain is storing a lifetime of experiences, and sometimes it just takes a moment to pull the right one out. Now here's where we need to pay attention. Some memory lapses are harmless, but others can be red flags. So how do you tell the difference? A good rule of thumb is this. If you forget where you put your keys but eventually find them, that's normal. If you forget what your keys are for, that's a concern. It's one thing to occasionally forget someone's name, but remember it later. It's another thing to struggle to recognize a close friend or family member. One of the most common signs that forgetfulness might be something more is if it starts interfering with your daily life. Maybe you used to cook all the time, but now you forget key ingredients in your favorite recipes. Maybe you've always paid your bills on time, but now you keep missing deadlines. If memory lapses are affecting your routine, it's time to take a closer look. And here's another thing. If you find yourself becoming more confused, struggling to follow conversations, or feeling lost in familiar places, that's worth discussing with a doctor. It doesn't mean something serious is happening, but it does mean you should check in. Early detection is key when it comes to memory-related issues, and there are steps you can take to protect your brain health. Let's talk about stress and sleep, two huge factors in forgetfulness that many people overlook. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed, you tend to forget things more easily? That's because stress releases hormones that interfere with memory formation. Chronic stress can even shrink the part of the brain responsible for memory. So managing stress isn't just good for your peace of mind, it's essential for your brain. And then there's sleep. If you're not getting enough quality sleep, your brain doesn't have time to process and store memories properly. That's why after a restless night, you might find yourself forgetting simple things. Many older adults experience sleep disturbances, whether it's waking up too early or struggling to fall asleep. The key is to establish a bedtime routine, limit screen time before bed, and create a relaxing sleep environment. Now let's talk about one more thing, nutrition. You've probably heard the phrase, "You are what you eat," and that applies to your brain as well. A diet high in processed foods and sugar can lead to inflammation, which affects brain function. On the other hand, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and walnuts, can help support memory. Leafy greens, berries, and nuts are all brain-boosting foods that can make a real difference. Physical activity also plays a crucial role in brain health. Regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that keep it functioning properly. You don't need to run marathons. Something as simple as a daily walk can do wonders. Studies show that people who stay active have a lower risk of cognitive decline, so finding ways to move your body is one of the best things you can do. Another powerful tool? Staying socially engaged, having conversations, playing games, learning new skills. These things challenge your brain and keep it sharp. Isolation can speed up memory decline, so staying connected with friends, family, or even joining a local group can make a big difference. Taking care of your brain doesn't have to be overwhelming. Small changes can have a huge impact, And the good news is that it's never too late to start. Whether it's improving your sleep, managing stress, eating better, or staying active, every step you take helps keep your mind strong. So if you've been worried about forgetfulness, take a deep breath. You have more control over your memory than you think, and there's so much you can do to keep it sharp for years to come. The truth is, forgetfulness isn't always a warning sign. It's often just a sign that your brain needs a little extra care. So let's take that care seriously and keep moving forward, one step at a time. Now that we've started uncovering the truth about forgetfulness, let's dive deeper. You might be wondering, if forgetting things is normal, then why does it sometimes feel like something more serious is happening? Why do some moments of forgetfulness make us stop and worry, while others are brushed off with a laugh? The key lies in recognizing the patterns. Occasional forgetfulness, like misplacing your glasses or struggling to recall the name of an old acquaintance, is part of normal aging. Your brain, just like the rest of your body, undergoes changes over time. It's like an old bookshelf filled with years of knowledge and memories. Sometimes a little dust settles, making it harder to find what you're looking for. But here's where things take a turn. When forgetfulness starts interfering with your daily life, when it disrupts conversations, causes you to repeat yourself often, or leads to confusion about familiar places, it may be a signal that something more is happening. Let's talk about one of the biggest culprits: stress. You might not think stress plays a big role in memory, but it does. Have you ever been so anxious about something that you completely forgot an important task? Stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that, over time, can wear down your brain's ability to store and retrieve memories. That's why when we're overwhelmed, we tend to forget even simple things. And let's be honest, the world today gives us plenty to worry about. Finances, family, health, it all adds up. But the good news, reducing stress can do wonders for your memory. Activities like deep breathing, meditation, and even short daily walks can help clear mental fog and sharpen your recall. Another factor? Sleep. Sleep isn't just for resting, it's for resetting. Your brain does some of its best work while you sleep, organizing and storing memories like a librarian sorting books. But if your sleep is constantly interrupted, or if you're not getting enough deep sleep, your brain struggles to do its job. That's why you might wake up feeling groggy and forgetful. Improving sleep habits, like avoiding screens before bed, keeping a consistent sleep schedule, and making sure your bedroom is cool and dark, can make a huge difference in how well your brain functions the next day. And let's not forget about nutrition. The food you eat fuels your brain. Diets high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats can lead to brain fog and poor memory. But foods rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and healthy fats, like salmon, blueberries, walnuts, and leafy greens, can help protect your brain from aging and keep your memory strong. Think of it this way. If you wouldn't put low-quality fuel in a car you love, why would you do it to your brain? Now that we've explored how stress, sleep, and diet affect memory, it's time to talk about something even more surprising: how your daily routines and mental exercises can either strengthen or weaken your brain. Let's get into that next. Now let's talk about something that might be on your mind. How can you tell the difference between normal forgetfulness and something that might need medical attention? This is where things get interesting, and understanding the signs can give you peace of mind and a sense of control over your health. One of the biggest clues is how forgetfulness affects your daily life. Misplacing your keys once in a while, or forgetting a name that comes back to you later? That's normal. But if you're constantly forgetting important appointments, struggling to follow conversations, or repeating yourself without realizing it, that could be a red flag. When forgetfulness starts interfering with your ability to manage daily tasks, like paying bills, cooking meals, or remembering to take medications, that's a sign that it might be more than just age-related memory lapses. Another key factor is whether the forgetfulness is getting worse over time. Occasional forgetfulness that stays the same for years is usually nothing to worry about. But if you or your loved ones notice a steady decline, like difficulty recognizing familiar places, struggling to find the right words more frequently, or losing track of time more often, it might be time to consult a doctor. Memory issues that progressively worsen can indicate underlying conditions, like mild cognitive impairment or even early signs of dementia. Emotional and behavioral changes can also signal something more serious. If memory problems come with increased anxiety, mood swings, or withdrawal from social activities, it's worth paying attention to. People experiencing early signs of cognitive decline might feel frustrated or embarrassed and, as a result, start isolating themselves. They might lose interest in hobbies they once loved or avoid conversations because they're aware of their forgetfulness. If this sounds familiar, don't ignore it. Early intervention can make a big difference. Now, I know this might sound a little scary, but here's the good news. There are things you can do to support your memory and brain health, no matter your age. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. Engaging in activities that challenge your mind, like puzzles, reading, learning new skills, or even socializing, can help keep your memory sharp. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and good sleep are also powerful tools in maintaining brain health. Hydration is another big one. Dehydration can make forgetfulness worse, so make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. If you're concerned about your memory, don't hesitate to talk to a doctor. There are many treatable causes of memory issues, such as vitamin deficiencies, medication side effects, or even stress and anxiety. Getting a proper evaluation can provide reassurance and help you take the right steps to protect your brain health. Remember, being proactive about your memory isn't about fearing the worst. It's about taking control of your well-being and living with confidence. So what can you do today to support your memory? Maybe start with something simple, like trying a new hobby, calling an old friend for a chat, or making sure you're getting enough rest. Small steps add up, and the more you invest in your brain health now, the better you'll feel in the long run. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. What's one thing you do to keep your mind sharp? And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more tips on staying healthy, happy, and independent at any age. Here's to keeping our minds strong and living our best lives.